And what I want to present in here are some basic ideas and theories behind music that I wish people had taken the time, or that I had known to look into about music, and would have made my journey easier. And so, like I say, I like to call this exploring music theory and concepts through the music of Lynyrd Skynyrd. The song "Give Me Three Steps" is kind of a classic example of something that's exceptionally simple to play, and if you understand the mechanics and the concepts of what you're doing, it opens up doors into what you're doing later and helps your playing along the way. So without further ado, give me three steps. Alright, so that's kind of the basic song, and again, as you can see, I'm not that great of a guitar player. I'm also trying to get through this video, so nonetheless. The first things are that you should know about music is you need to know what chord triads are, and I'll explain those here in a minute, and then I'll try to explain some other things that we're doing in the song. So again, like I was saying, you need to have some basic understanding of music theory, and it helps point things out. So in this case, you need to know how to make a D chord. And if you know anything about triads, a triad is formed where you take the name of the chord, D, you use that scale, the key of D, and you figure out what note you want to play to make that chord. In this instance, we're making a major chord, so it's the first, the third, and the fifth tones of the scale. In this case, we have a D. As you can see here, this is the D string and open. That makes a D note. This finger here makes an A note. This one here makes another D note. And then this finger right here, the third, your middle finger, makes the F sharp note. So those are the triad notes for a D chord. D, F sharp, and A, the 1, the 3, and the 5th tones in that scale. Same thing for like an A chord. You take the A, right? Here's one way to make an A chord. Open cowboy chord. This is how I do it, or I might do it like so. But how you do it is what's most important. Play the chords the way that you know, but you need to know how to make inversions. So again, the notes on the A chord are, here's the A note, here's an E note, this here is another A note, this note right here is C sharp, and this note right here is open. I'm not pressing on that string, that's another E note. So again, the tones to make an A chord are A, C sharp, and E. Now, bar chords are formed when you take a chord like this and then you bar it farther up. So like this would make a C note in this example. Let me get that finger out of the way. Note the shape right here, okay? That's the same thing right there. That's what I was playing earlier. I played it like that. Now I'm playing it like this. I get the same thing. Now, of course, in using my ring finger, this string here is dead when I'm playing it because I'm blunting it, but nonetheless. So here I have an A, so if you know how to count notes, A, right? Now I got to bar across so that the nut becomes my finger now. That makes a B flat, B, C, C sharp, D. Again, just climbing up the scale on the guitar. So now here we are at the 5th fret. We can make a D chord from an A chord. All right, so again, here we have A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, D. So now I'm making a D chord, and again, let's look at the notes there. You see I have a D, I have an A, I have another D, and I have another F sharp right there. So that makes the the chord D. Now, a lot of times when you're playing these bar chords, you're only playing like the top 3 or 4 strings, right? So in this particular case, I'm playing these strings right here. Note that I have this string as an open, although I could bar it and pick up another A note, but then that makes the bass note, right, A instead of D. And that's what I really want, is D as the root note. So when I'm playing, I'm only playing, I could play those 4 strings, but if I want the power, I'm only playing the top 2 or 3. That's what I'm doing. Now from here, there's a variety of ways to play the song Give Me 3 Steps. Because again, you need the chords D, A, right? That's the basic song. But I'm playing that D here, and I'm playing the A here, or I could also play the A here. And because I'm at the 5th fret, that makes it easier, right? So when I'm playing my A here, I'm actually playing the A5, and I'm playing that, I got the A note here and the E note here. So A is the first note in the key of A. E is the 5th note or tone. That word is interchangeable. E is the 5th tone in the key of A. So this is called an A5 chord. To make it perfect, I would use the E shape to make it. And as you can see there, I'll draw them in. There's my A, there's an E, right? There's another A up here. What note is that? All right, A, B, C. There's my C sharp right there. This note right down here is another E, and then this note right here underneath my index finger is another E. So, but I really only need these 2 or 3, right? These 2 or 3. To make the D chord, I move this finger down. I only play these 3. Here's the thing that some people don't realize, and here was sort of a breakthrough for me. And I bet a lot of better guitarists than me know this, but you beginners won't. If I pick my ring finger, move it down 1 more, I get a 3rd bar chord at the 5th position or 5th fret, and that's a G. Note my notes here. Here's the G note right here. This is a G underneath my index finger, and this note here is what? It should be the 5th tone in the scale of G, which is D, and it is B, E, A, D, D. So the 1 and the 5 makes a G5 chord. I'm still here at the 5th fret. So the 1, the 4, and the 5 chords in the key of D can be played here at the 5th fret. Here's a D, that's the 1. I could play the G, that's the 4. I can also play the A, which is the 5th. Back to the 1. So when you're playing Give Me 3 Steps, it helps to know this configuration. So again, that's a G chord right there. One more time. There's my G note on the 4th string. Here's my D note on the 3rd string. Okay. So when you're playing the intro riff for Give Me 3 Steps, this right there, really, that's the part of the D chord from here. So when I'm starting that riff, I'm going to take this finger up. I'm going to get rid of this note right here. I'm going to use this finger to make it easy because those are the tones I want. Okay? And I'm going to slide that down here to the 2nd fret and make another A chord and do the exact same thing. Okay, now that's important to know, and for a reason, is that it makes it easier to play the major pentatonic scale in D when you do it this way. If I play this opening like this, I have to work really hard with my pinky. But you could do that. And then for the A, I would do the same thing. But I don't need to. Because I'm open, I don't need that bar chord. I'm just playing this. So To make the song easier to play, I'm going to do the exact same thing in both positions. So again, I'm at the 7th fret. Remember, there's a D chord. I'm dropping this. I'm just going to here, and now I'm playing the notes I want. Okay? And let's look at the scale that I'm using to make these notes right here. Those come right out of the D major pentatonic scale, which I'll demonstrate for you now. It starts with a B note, but really your root note is right here with the finger. Okay, but anyway. So that's your D major pentatonic. I'll draw that out now as I play it, and you can see the pattern. Now, the one thing that is different, though, is they add this other note right here. Note when I play this pattern, this note right there isn't included. And you remember when I'm playing it, I'm going... That note right there is not in the scale. But it is a... it's an F note, which means it's the flatted 7th tone of the G scale, Mixolydian, which, never mind that part.